Okay. Surface Pro 191.
Alright. Let me do this.
Logging into Lone Star Court. Connect. And connect. Next. One more minute, man. Do it later. Windows decided to update. Everything's okay with you and your family, man?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Chilling. We up in here.
That's what's up.
I know Craig should be showing up. I mean, he rogered up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good whenever you are.
Oh, we live now. And what you gonna call it? Jay Barry probably.
All through.
He's probably doing a booty call.
Oh yeah. $1,000, G.
That's $1,000, G. My man's a gigolo.
Exactly.
My man out there, he's a gigolo.
Every Monday on payday.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's $1,000, G.
Hey, he's spending them PlayStation Nation bucks.
That's it. Oh shit. Oh man. Let's see what we got here. What's up? Chat is up in here. Chat is up in live. What's going on, chat? How y'all doing? How we sounding? Figaro.
Microphone check. Microphone check.
My man Tekken God said he can't believe he secured a PlayStation 5. I'm gonna have to go old school. I have to go Hunger Games and fight, and fight for that shit. You know what I'm saying? May the odds be forever in my favor because I'm fighting.
Facts. Hey, I saw the base. I saw the base was sold out. I was like, damn, the army base sold out.
Yeah, man. So yeah, cause some like they did have. There's a website called Shop My Exchange, which is a military one. They actually did pre-orders. That shit was already sold out within like 5 seconds.
Damn.
Like, yo, for real. Like the few places, yo. So the one I'm going to, the Marine Exchange, they don't do pre-orders. So first come, first serve. So imagine a whole bunch of Marines ready to fight for consoles. Yo, it's gonna be a bloodbath.
Hand me that shit, homie.
Yo, dude's gonna come in with their K-bars. Yo, it's gonna be a bloodbath. Only the fittest and the strongest. Yo, it's gonna be crazy.
Man. Hey, I'll bring my homeboy looking like Debo.
Shit, me, I'm gonna just pull rank and order everybody to go back to their rooms. What's your rank? Sergeant, get your ass back to the room. What's your rank? Staff Sergeant, get your ass back to the room. What's your rank? Captain, okay, you can stay. What's your rank? Corporal, get your ass back to the room. What's your rank? PFC, oh, you better get back to your room. I'm about to put your ass on duty. You don't want to go to the front gate. You're on post. You're on post. I'm tell you. Hey, you're working in the chow hall. Get your ass to the latrine. You take out the trash. Yo,
I'm gonna tell you what to do, P-Rock. What you need to do, man, you wait right before it's time to pre-order when everybody's standing outside, and you pull that fucking alarm whistle like we're finna get attacked. You pull the alarm thing. Everybody run back to their barracks and shit.
Oh, man. I'm gonna get a bullhorn. Everybody in the chopper! They're gonna be like, what the fuck? Get in the chopper! I'm gonna be like, everybody in the flight line. You know what I'm saying?
Back to the chopper now.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna run around in my camis with the thing. It's going down, Marines! Get to the flight line right now! Move! You'd be like, what's going on, Master Guns? Shut your fucking mouth and stop back this question and go! And then when they all leave, I'm gonna be like,
first in line.
Can I get my PS5 though? Can I get that PS5 though?
Hey, all they gonna see you is running away with 2 PS5s in your hand.
Looks like 12 packs.
Dude, that'd be funny as fuck.
Oh shit, yo. Oh, shit. What's going on, Craig? How's everything?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, playing this Ghost of Tsushima. My God, this is amazing. I'm loving this.
Isn't
game.
it amazing?
So,
the side quest, the
Everything
the
is great.
best side quest ever. Like I'm loving every side quest mission that I'm doing. It's like really good. It's really good side quest missions, man. Like with good story. Like you can't even like you wouldn't even be able to tell if this is a side mission or if it's the main story thing.
It's not just filler.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They really
you can
put
find
effort,
those black market dealers too that have those different colored dyes and have different stuff you can buy. Oh man, you find those. I've got a Shogun, a red, call it the Blood Rage suit. That's what it's called. It's all red. Yeah. Even the handle of the sword is red. It's just nasty looking. I love it.
And co-op dropping next Friday.
Yeah, I saw that.
I gotta beat this game super quick, man. Because I'm like, man, it feels like it's taking forever. I'm like, yo, there's so much shit. And then when you get to the second island and all those things pop up, I'm like, oh my God, this shit's fucking. Oh, but the thing is, like, everything is so good.
Yes.
Like some games, I skip side quests. I'm like, this side quest sucks. I'm not dealing with this. There's no point. But these shits is so good, man. And the combat's amazing, man. I'm like, yo, it's a very underrated game. This is a 90 rated game, man. I don't know how this game didn't get 90 rated.
Easy.
It's so in the fast travel. Yo, I swear I got an SSD quick,
right
now.
That's 2 seconds.
I'm like, anywhere on the map. Anywhere on the map. You're there instantly.
Yeah. So, and that's an open game. How they able to get that to load?
Yo, I don't know,
it's 3 minutes to fucking load, bro.
I don't know, man. After yo, and it's so beautiful. Like, yo, it's gorgeous, man. The foliage, like, yo, this game is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
Yo, it's crazy.
Good job.
Hey, isn't it funny? Some the best games of this generation weren't 4K. They weren't. You didn't have to worry about 4K or the frames. You just worried about whether the game was good or not. I wish we could go back to those days.
Oh, we can. We can. It's just there's a group that won't let it happen. But I cussed 3 of them out this morning. I didn't even have my donut yet. Cussed out 3 people.
Man, you guys didn't even let my man Craig have his donut. You know, when he wakes up, he cranky. He gotta have his cigarette. He gotta have his donut. He's gotta have his Colombian, his latte.
Yeah,
let the man chill a little bit. Let the man chill a little bit. Don't get him started this early. Man, you know my man wants a latte with a splash of hazelnut. Like, come on now.
Yeah, well, let
the man have a Starbucks.
Like, goddamn, I wake up and you guys are just lying. I mean, they just start lying. As soon as they get up, they just lie. Like, golly.
These dudes wake up agitated, Craig. Yo, that's good, man. Shout out to Lionel B, man, my man. Thank you for the super chat. He said 7 million sold by March. What? Does Sony not understand the demand for the PS5? I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing Sony could do. They can only do so much by manufacturing. They're limited to the initial manufacturing process, because a lot of it, the beginning steps, is where you get the bad batches, right? So they throw away a lot of silicon that just doesn't meet the mark. But eventually, as the process improves, they'll be producing 20 million a year, 25 million a year. But I'm telling you, man, this PS5 gen got me. It's giving me the same feeling like when the PS2 was about to drop. Like, yo, it's crazy. I haven't felt like this in a while.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I didn't believe Mark Cerny. I didn't believe they could do what they're doing. Just imagine Ghost of Tsushima on the PS5. All those missions, we were talking about the side missions. Those are loaded right now into the memory. So if you don't do them, they're taking up space. What PS5 will do is it will just stream those in, and it will give more assets to it'll give more credence to the CPU and GPU, and it'll allow for 60 frames a second possibly. That's what the IO throughput was. Is I didn't believe that. I'm like, if my character's in the kitchen, how do they know I'm going to either go to the bedroom or to the living room? And how are they going to stream the assets in without there being popping in? How can they anticipate it? But somehow they can do it. So it's amazing because that does free up the budget of the CPU and GPU to go do different things. Then with Smart Shift, if it's a CPU demanding scene, the GPU was like, oh, I'm gonna chill and I'm gonna give you some of my power to help run this scene, this game, this CPU more CPU based. So yeah, I mean it's they did a great job. They did a great job. So we have to wait.
With that being said, Craig, you kind of make a great point. With that being said, does it look like Mark Cerny and Sony made a great play for going with the ultra fast SSD versus with going with the slower SSD? Because if you can see Microsoft showing off the speed of their SSD, their games range from like Red Dead to 56 seconds, where it would normally take 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. And their best showing is maybe a game that may load in 10 seconds, 12 seconds, something like that, versus what Sony's been showing is that things are like instant. It's like 1 second, 2 seconds. It's like a fraction of a second. And these are big games, right? Like when you die in Demon Souls, that game would generally take a minute to 2 minutes to load after you die. Well, now it's instantaneous. Same with Ratchet and Clank. Same with other games. So do you think that that Sony chose the right option to go with SSD and ease of use over just raw GPU power, kind of like what Microsoft focused on?
In my opinion, yeah. And Randy Pitchford, he talked about this either today or yesterday when he was just saying that it's going to allow the developers to create bigger worlds. So, and from ground up, and now we're not going to see it for a few more years. But yeah, the ability just to stream the data in, even NVIDIA's new cards, that was the big deal when that dude Jensen was in his kitchen whipping up a can of whoop ass, pulling that shit out, the oven, whatever he was doing. That's what he was talking about. His cards had the ability to stream in data at a certain, speed. I was just like, well, yeah, this is the way they're going to do things. To me, what Microsoft did, if you're going to design a game for like right now, that's its advantage. Now, 3 to 5 years from now, I have to wait and see, because it sounds like the developers are going to want to stream their data in. And that allows, Jay, that's going to allow that'll allow a smaller team to give you a bigger impact. Now a team of 25 can do the work of 35.
Yeah, and they say that the Sony's SSD is as fast as DDR3 memory. And some of you guys remember DDR3 memory was the fastest, the fast memory that the OG Xbox One had, and I believe it's the Xbox One S had. Yeah. And that's memory. So your hard drive is as fast as memory now. Yeah. So that's why I say, were they smart to go with that idea, or would you guys prefer them to just spend all the resources on the GPU, giving you the T-flops?
Well, according to Mark Cerny, this is what the developers that they talked to wanted. Like, hey, look, how do we save? Because they have all these rendering techniques. So how do we not stress out the CPU and GPU? Well, you create this I/O throughput will allow you to stream the data in. And then it comes down to, okay, that will take the burden off of the CPU, GPU, and now how fast does it have to be? Like I said, how do you avoid pop-in? If you're playing Tomb Raider and Lara Croft has two caverns that go down, how does it know which one she's going to go down without popping stuff in? Well, so far from what I've seen, with they showed Godfall and things like that. I'm like, oh, well, right now it's working. And from what I've seen with Gran Turismo, when they show the cars going around, it's working. So that's fine. When they show the Demon Souls gameplay, it's working. When they show the Unreal Engine, the streaming data, it's working. So I cannot say that Mark Cerny was wrong. I'm like, okay, I now have proof of concept in front of me. Now I just have to start looking forward to what they're going to be able to do with it. And some developers are going to do much better than others. That's just the way it's going to be. So I have to wait and see how they do it. It's going to be interesting.
I would say, to answer your question, I like Sony's direction, because number one, everybody knows I'm not a power guy. So me worrying about playing on the most powerful console it was never a thing for me. And if you're a PlayStation, if you played on PlayStation for a long time, since the PlayStation 1, that's never been really Sony's mantra either. They never really had the most powerful console as a reason to buy the console. It's always been about the games. So I like the selling point of the SSD being potentially You know, being able to change, you know, being able to break limitations on game design, and creators be able to do new things for these games, right? So that's like my main thing on why I like Sony's decision going towards. I also like the fact that if they could fulfill it, and based on the examples we've seen so far, these games are loading instantaneously. So like you're just getting into the game, right? And it may seem silly at first, but once you get used to that, you can't go back. Like imagine playing on PlayStation for like 2 years, right? You know, you play on PlayStation 2 years, and you boot up, you know, even a third-party game. Let's say they at least also try their best to take advantage of the SSD to at least load fast, right? So you boot up, you know, the next Red Dead Redemption 3, boom, instant. You boot up Division 3, boom, instant. You boot up this game, instant. You boot up first-party game, instant, right? And you're like, boom, instant, right? Then you decide to buy an Xbox Series X for whatever, and then when you boot the game up, it boots up in 16 seconds or 20 seconds, which is still fast, but you're so used to instant, like it just happens there, that's going to seem slow to you. You understand what I'm saying? If you're so used to just putting in the game, all right, it installs, but once it installs, you press start, boom, you're just playing. And then you just keep playing, and you keep playing, you keep playing. And then when you go to anything else and you press start and like there's a loading screen, you're going to be like, yo, what the hell? Like, you know, 16 seconds is going to seem like a lifetime. 20 seconds, 40 seconds. It's going to be like, oh, shit, this thing seems so slow, right? And that's going to give you, that potentially could make you feel like, man, this console really is slow. Like, you know?
But let me ask you, you played the Souls-type games, the Demon Souls and Dark Souls. Okay, isn't part of the, because you're going to have to change the way you play, because isn't some of the fun when you die, the frustration, and then you have to kind of go over in your head the kind of what you're doing, and maybe I got to wait and do this. You're not going to have time to do it now, because it looks like you can jump right back in and get your ass whooped again.
Well, most of the time you don't really think about the frustration. Most of the time you just piss the fuck off, and you're ready to throw that controller across the wall. And then like the game load. And sometimes I'm gonna be honest. What's even worse, I'm gonna be honest. To be honest, there are times when you die and you're like, "Ooh, I know why I die. I know why I die." And then you sit there and wait, and you're like, "Oh, come on, hurry up, bro!" Like you because you know what to do, but you have to sit there and wait because it takes long. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be I still, that's what people, when I was watching the because I had to work this weekend, so I watched some of the video last night. I'm like, why is everybody dying? Like on purpose? I'm like, oh, they're trying to show you how fast this thing will reboot. And like, oh, all right, well that one game, the Astro, whatever that thing was, the robot thing, that was instant. I was like, geez, that just, it's here, it's ready, they're playing again.
Yeah, Astrobot.
The Astrobot, yeah. So that's amazing, and what the steps they'll be able to take on VR, and shout out to Microsoft. You can now use VR is going to be ready for the flight sim game. I think coming up in the next week or two or something like that. So shout out to Microsoft for embracing VR. But I'm excited for PC. Yeah, I love I love what it's going to be able to do for VR. Because the VR should be really smooth with the PS5. You should have much smoother frame rates and everything. So we'll have to wait and see. But in theory, it works. I mean, I can't sit up here and say, okay, Mark Cerny got up there, and of course that was ASMR. I mean, I can listen to that thing and fall right asleep. But the fact that they're able to get this to work is that was amazes me. Just the way they can get the information there that fast is just wow. And they said they had to slow it down. They said they had to take some of the rubber off the road. It was actually faster. And they cut it down.
They have to they have to kind of slow it down because they have text and stuff that they would normally have on the screen showing you instructions and giving you tips and tricks and hints and stuff like that. Well, now it loads so fast. That's why if you saw in what's the game, Godfall?
Yeah.
No, it was either Godfall or Astrobot where you had to hold the circle button in order to load back, so it'll give you time to read the little hints and stuff like that. And I was like, wow. Yeah. So this is the next generation stuff I like to see. Not just about pixels and frames. That stuff, if you game on PC, you already have it, so you're not going to be impressed. But I am going to be impressed by me holding a DualSense controller and some of the feedback and all the new technology they have in it. with a lot of the experiences, on top of the extreme fast loading, the larger worlds, and everything else that goes into play, let alone the VR that's, the VR 1 and VR 2 that's coming. So these are stuff that gamers can see with their own eyes, but they can actually feel. It gives you the different senses. The 3D audio, I think, I haven't tried it, but if it is what Sony says it is, who knows, man? This can be a whole new ball game again,
Yeah, can you imagine playing Resident Evil and with the 3D spatial sound? If you're in a room and there's something on top, in the ceiling or above you on the ceiling, the 3D sound should mimic that. So your immersion, you should start looking up. That's what they're talking about with the immersion. You're going to actually want to look up to creating a more immersed scene.
Yeah,
so.
And Craig, I'm a Gran Turismo racing guy.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, I can only imagine me playing Gran Turismo and being able to not only hear my car, but cars coming up or that's around me. That way I know where their location is and stuff like that. Yeah. And I can react accordingly. That way I don't smash into somebody or make a turn that so it's a lot of stuff like that that really plays into the immersion. It looks like Sony is focusing more on the immersion than just trying to give you a high polygon count and with the P's and the frames and stuff like that. That stuff you can get anywhere else, right? If you want the T-flops, go buy your 3090. You got 45 T-flops. There you go, done. But if you want the immersion that's going to mess with your eye senses, your ear senses, your hand senses, I think this may be the new revolution that gamers need, because after a while, I kind of asked this question a long time ago in Puerto Rock. After we get 4K 60, what's next? What else is there for us, right?
8K.
This generation we got, but I mean,
Ocho. What was your name? Ocho K. Ocho K. J Dub.
Even Phil Spencer came out today and said that 8K probably will never be mainstream. They're not even thinking about that, because
technically,
think about it. We don't even have any
4K is not really mainstream. Yeah, 4K is not even mainstream.
Exactly.
Like everybody's buying 4K TVs, right? But there's not a lot of 4K content out there. Like you go to Amazon, Netflix, there's not a lot of stuff to get unless you buy
Disney
the things yourself.
Most of their stuff is 4K.
Oh, shout out to Master Sif. He says, "Thank you for the super chat, brother." He says, "PS player hater, but excited to see next gen tech." My man, the Ruham, what's going on, brother? He says, "What's good, guys? Just showing support." Of course, you always been supporting this channel. Truly appreciate it, right?
Shout out.
So I want to say shout out to the chat, man. We already got 190 viewers up in here. If you could hit the like button. Thank you so much for rocking out, man. You guys, it's truly a blessing to have you here, rocking out with us. I hope you enjoyed these topics and our conversation. We got the governor here, right here. You know what I'm saying? The governor of PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? He's not letting his foot off these Xbox throat. All right. You guys play politics and you're gonna lose. All right. J-Dub not playing here, right? And then of course we got Craig. We got Cranky Craig because he can't have his coffee. He can't even have a sip of coffee without these these moist simps lying all day.
Why?
Just lying.
I don't care about people's opinions is one thing, but when you say the stuff they're saying, it is obvious that they're lying. And this was predicted. I'm like, look, the closer we get to launch, the more bullshit these guys are going to say, and that's what you're seeing.
Yeah. Oh shit, man. But anyway, thanks.
Because they're realizing Xbox ain't got no new games at launch. They're realizing that Assassin's Creed is going to be 4K on both on the Xbox and the PS5, and so is Dirt going to be 120 and Call of Duty. All these talking points they had went away. Like all of a sudden they've gone on the rock. So it's just why? It comes in their mouth. It comes out of their ass. Like
my brother Z Zaire. Next Gen 20, Almighty Next Gen 720 Johnson, right? My man said, stop lying, weirdo, lying ass weirdo, stop lying. That was oh shit, man.
I don't get it. In Puerto Rock, the Microsoft has walked away from the console war. I can pull articles from Forbes, from comicbook.com, from Tech World. It says Microsoft has left the console war. So why are you guys still fighting?
Yeah.
There's nothing to fight. They took their ball and they went home. They got kicked in their balls too many times. They don't want to play.
They left the sand pit.
Yeah, they left. Their mama called them home for dinner, whatever you want to say. Use whatever metaphor. So you guys don't have to lie anymore. Just if you bought a Series X, go enjoy it. I don't know what else to say at this point. Go enjoy your Series X. You know, buy 2 of them. Buy me one.
Okay. You know, he said buy me one.
Good grief, stop bitching. Buy me one.
He trying to pull a Paris. He want free shit.
That's hilarious. I know you got to talk about that. That's hilarious.
All right, so we're gonna start out with let's start with the first topic. Fake out Godfall outrage. Article. Game Reactor, I think it was, or one of the gaming sites posted a tweet saying that Godfall will not be playable without a PSN, Plus subscription because of the online stuff. And then there's a lot of outrage over that, and I'm thinking, I'm like sitting here like they've been saying for a good part of a year that it's a looter, it's a melee looter. It's not a looter shooter, it's a melee looter, and you could team up, you'll get gear, you'll learn moves, and then eventually they'll push out raids. And I'm like, oh, cool, but instead of shooting, you have to fight hand-to-hand combat, sword-to-sword combat, shit like that. So that's what got me interested, that it wasn't another Destiny clone or Division clone, that the emphasis of this game is melee combat, right? And I'm like, cool, I'll look more into it, right? So I knew what the game was about for the longest. But now everybody's like, oh, you mean I can't play the single player without PSN? This is bullshit. And I'm thinking, but the game is, they're like, no, so people confusing the game for being able to play the game by yourself with a offline single player game. Like it's kind of like Division, right? Division, technically you don't need to buddy up to play the game. Like you could do the whole campaign by yourself. It's probably not as fun, right? But the game, you could play the whole game by yourself and complete the campaign by yourself. But you're still online though. It's not offline, So I knew that already. But now you got this fake outrage saying that this game's a flop. This is bullshit. Oh, Sony's pulling a 2013 DRM. So here's my question to you guys. Did you guys know that this was online, or you guys didn't know that either?
No, I knew that. That's why I was kind of like, well, I'll keep my eye on it. But my idea of having fun isn't coming home and saying, gee whiz, I can't wait to play this game with J-Dub City and Porter Rock. Gee whiz, I can't wait to get online and put on my headset. I mean, no. I mean, that's why I don't even like playing those type of games. But I always knew that it was well, I don't understand this. Didn't these same guys on Next Gen 720's podcast bitch and moan because Sony because of lack of multiplayer online games? They bitched about that. Now there's one coming and they're still bitching. Like I said, they just, these are women. They just complain no matter what. So I always knew it was like it was, because I'm like, well, it sounds like Destiny with a sword. When the developers talked about it.
A lot of people even said that. Oh, this is Destiny but with swords. Like J-Dub, how about you? Did you know, or you didn't, or this was surprising to you?
Yeah. I think more. It's more so, right. It's fake outrage. But I think they would rather focus on that than the fact that you can't play Fortnite on Xbox without paying for Xbox Live. That's basically what they want to take you out of.
Or is it Rocket League?
Free to play games are still behind paywall. They don't want to focus on that. They rather focus on. First the argument was PlayStation has no multiplayer games, and now you finally get multiplayer games. Then it's like, okay, well, let's change the narrative. Now they're complaining because, PlayStation guys have to pay $70 for games now. According to them, now they don't feel like they should have to pay for games since they have Game Pass. So now they're anti purchasing of games. So I don't know, man. One day it's just a total mismessaging every week with these guys, and I just sit there and laugh and just watch. It's a good show. Just watch the show.
Like being forced to buy the game. Like, no, you can wait for the game to go on sale. and not pay it. But they did say with inflation, games should cost between $80 to $92. But they haven't kept up with inflation. They've kept the gaming prices down. And that is coming from CNBC. Okay, that is not MSNBC, CNBC, the business network said, games should actually cost $80 to $90. So, paying $70 isn't that big a deal. But no, J-Dub's right. They're complaining about something. First it was, Sony doesn't have any multi-plat games, so we're going to mock that. Then they get them and they bitch, it doesn't have a single player. Or you have to always be online. Well, I played The Division. I had to be online. Okay, to play, to match with people, I had to be online. It had a dog crap single player mission, but once you got to level 8 or 9, you had to have help. They designed the game that way. The same with Destiny. It's okay. It's got you got a single player, but in order to do your raids, those are designed for teams. Anthem, that was designed for teams. So it's just they complain about something all the time. Like I said, my girl doesn't complain this much. And she doesn't. And she's got, there's real world problems going on, and there's constantly complaining, and I just accepted that they're unhappy. And J-Dub's right. Why don't you bitch about Fortnite being behind a paywall, or that other one, Rocket League? That's behind a paywall. So go complain about that. Now, and then come and say something else.
Yeah. Now I can understand if you don't like always online games. That's a valid criticism. Like if you knew, what Godfall was about, and you'd be like, I don't like that game because it's always online. I don't play always online. That I get it, right? That's very understandable, right? People don't want to play a game that is the only way you can play it is you connect to the internet, or that is a server-based game, right? Because what happens when the server shuts down? Yeah. You'll never be able to play the game again. So I understand that, people. What I don't understand is the people who, like yesterday, now all of a sudden on an uproar because the game is online only as of yesterday. Like, did you not pay attention to the game? It's always been planned to be like this. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it's like, so, what it is. And then I look at the people who are outraged the most. It's mostly the Xbox guys. So I'm thinking, okay, I see what's going on. I see. It's another propaganda. They try so hard to try to create propaganda that they hope. What they're hoping is they could create something to go viral to hurt PlayStation. That's what they're doing. They're trying their best to see if they could create something to go viral. Which I don't understand why. I don't get it. I don't understand why would you try to put that much energy.
Yeah, they're really hoping that they can change some PlayStation guys' minds.
Really? Yeah, that's the dumbest thing I heard. Are they in third grade? I mean, if that's their plan, I mean, my God, that's all I can say.
I mean,
you can't be serious, right? Yeah. They're mad at PlayStation. They want you to get mad at them so that you go by that dog shit platform called Xbox. Nah, that's funny. Hey, you got some jokes, man. Come on, man.
That's what they're hoping, man. Well, let me muddy the water so bad. Where you're just going to get so discouraged and just buy a PlayStation and say no, like a person going to say, you know what, I was going to buy a PlayStation, now I'm going to switch to Xbox. Like nobody's. It's a night and day difference, man. One is focusing on next generation games and experience. The other one is focusing on 4 previous generations of gameplay.
Yeah,
and keeping your same controller, keeping your same games, keeping your same everything. That's basically what it is.
Shout out to Stir Crazy. Thank you for the super chat. He says, don't you need online to play on xCloud? Exactly.
I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, you do. Like,
okay. So I don't know. I don't have.
No,
so I can't.
That's the whole point of stream games. You understand? That's why I don't understand with the fake outrage, especially from an Xbox guy who their whole persona is online. Which it just boggles my mind. Like, again, I get the PlayStation guys who are single player offline gamers. That I totally understand, right? But those guys were never really interested in Godfall anyway, from the start. And they knowledgeable. They know what Godfall's about. They're like, I'm not interested in it. So those guys I understand. But the guys fake outraging, I'm like, come on, man. Like, here's the thing: most gamers, and not just even PlayStation gamers, right? From the whole community, we know a lot of Xbox gamers are zealots. Like, everybody knows that. Some people don't want to say it, but we know. Even PC gamers see it. How the industry sees it. Like, if there's one group, professional industry, goes at the most, it's the Xbox dudes. Like, developers, journalists, they all say, watch out for these dudes with the Scorpio symbols and all that stuff. They all. I seen that shit on Twitter. It's hilarious. The industry knows Xbox fanboys. A lot of them try to block them. They don't even want to talk to them. They know exactly who they are. They're like, yeah, these dudes, yeah. Just when they saw that Scorpio symbol, I remember when they were pushing the Scorpio symbol for the first time. These industry dudes were mass blocking anybody with that symbol. Like, the moment you see that symbol, they block you. Yo, I got blocked by people just by association, and I didn't even have that symbol on my name. Like, the dude, what's his name? Daniel Ahmed? What's his name?
Yeah.
The guy who pushes data information on Twitter. Fuck, what's his name? What's his Twitter name?
Yeah. I know. He's talking about Z Huge.
I know his name. Yeah, Z Huge, right? He blocked me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm blocked by him, and I don't say shit. Like, in fact, like, all his information was informative, so I said nothing but positive things to him because, you know, he brings out data, MPD, you know, so I used him as a source. But because of this, he made a tweet about something, and all them Scorpio dudes went at him, and I made up, and I did a tweet saying, yo, he pushed out data, but Z Huge just did a mass block, and I got involved. I just ended up as a casualty. I was like, wow. Like, yo, this dude blocked me because of these motherfuckers. I'm like, what kind of, like, motherfucking Scorpio motherfuckers? Like, he just blocked everyone. Like, if you had that symbol, he blocking you. He just said blocked.
I didn't realize how bad they were until whole epic demo engine on PS5 and how poor Tim Sweeney was literally being chased around the internet. Because they were mad trying to get him to say this game will run on Series X. And that I'm like, okay, this is not. It was funny at first, but the dude obviously it can't because he would say it could. Yeah. So you got to leave the dude alone. And they just kept going and going and going. I was just like, man, y'all are crazy. You know, y'all are crazy. So I didn't realize how bad it was until that happened. So,
yeah, that's one thing about it. They attack people that basically won't say that Xbox is God Almighty and superior. It is crazy. Instead of attacking the guys that hadn't given them any new games for the last 7 years, so that's crazy.
Yo, I mean, it's just crazy. You know, I would say I even see some PlayStation dudes, but yo, in the real, I don't understand why anybody would literally have a real emotional attachment to this. Like, these dudes are serious. Like, there's this one dude replying on my comments, like, worrying about my life. He's like, oh man, it's sad seeing you live my life. I'm thinking, it's sad. It's sad. You're here thinking about how sad my life is. I'm like, bro, you're there wondering about my life. So how sad is you if you have time to think about me? Like, you're literally contemplating. And it was just because of that joke I did with the burning house. And I said, allegedly, this is a YouTuber's home that got burned after 2 hours turning on the Xbox. That's all it was. Like, it's a clear joke. Like, it's literally a joke. Like, literally. Like, if you can't tell that was a joke, then I don't know. You must be great at parties or something, right? And that dude got in his feelings. He's like, oh, it must be sad, the life you live. You know, I'm thinking, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, bro, you're online on my timeline wondering how my life is over a joke of a house burning. I'm like, do you not see that, right? So he's like, well, you know, and I'm like, he's like, no, this, that, and the third. It's a legitimate question. And then Titanfall Prisoners came out. So he's like, shut the fuck up. Your ass be following Colt all day. And then he's like, oh, but Colt Eastwood's a good dude. And I'm thinking, oh, the truth comes out. I got a Colt fanboy up in this motherfucker. Huh? I'm like, didn't Colt teach you to be nice? Why are you on my timeline talking shit? I'm like, oh, it's always these diehard Colt dudes and dealer dudes, like, do the most. They get into this emotional bullshit. Like, bro, it's a fucking classic console. Relax. Like no one's dying on
Did
this.
it overheat? Did it get hot? Jay, I saw you put that tweet out.
Shit.
I'm like, oh, I thought this is true. To yikes. So, or is that just people just being silly?
No, I was just joking with it. You know, a simple burning building, and these dudes are crying. I did all this shit where Amazon, spiked in sales for fire suits. These dudes are getting mad. I'm like, these dudes can't take a joke. And the dude's like telling me, why can't you just let people enjoy stuff? And I'm thinking, so my tweets is literally making some random person around the world not enjoy their Xbox. And I'm thinking, damn, is my tweets that powerful? Like, can my tweet really make a person not enjoy something in their house? And I'm thinking to myself, damn, I'm fucking God. I'm God.
Trust me,
I have to be God. Who other than God can write words and impact your life? Like, your life is impacted by my words. That's the Bible. I'm literally writing scripture on Twitter. I'm writing scripture on Twitter. My shit is script. It's not tweets. From this point on, I don't do tweets. I write scripture. From here on out, my shit is scripture. Porter Rock 316. In fact, every tweet I'm gonna do some type of verse. You know what I'm saying? Deuteronomy 1.2. I'm like, these dudes act like my tweets are literally stopping people from enjoying shit. I'm like, I'm a bad motherfucker if I could do that shit. Like, that shit is crazy. I'm out here writing. I'm out here writing biblical text on Twitter, impacting lives. Oh, this is crazy, man.
If you get a Series X, if I were to put like Mass Effect 2 in there, is it going to change it if it's not, or does it have to be optimized for Series to run better on Series, or does it just automatically do it anyway?
This dude. I don't know what it is.
I
remember they talked about auto HDR, auto texture, and I don't know, man.
What's HDR on it? The old one already had HDR. So I'm just asking for, and I'm just, because the way I'm reading it is it has to be optimized for Series X, and then it will do A, B, C, and D. Or does it just do it automatically? Will it put better textures in? Will it? I mean, I don't know. I'm not mocking it. I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm not buying one because I have the world's most powerful PC. So I'm fine. But at the end of the day, I don't know. They were talking about some games are good, some games are bad.
I think it'll be optimized in terms of frame rate and stuff like that. But I don't know how this. I honestly don't know how this auto HDR works. Because like, if you can automatically put HDR in things that didn't have it, then how come they don't do that to movies? Like, there are movies that don't have HDR.
Sure.
Right? So why isn't the same technology being applied to movies? Like, why? Like right now when you go on Netflix, how come every movie don't have HDR? If they have the ability,
that's true. I'm
gonna be
honest.
Like, isn't auto HDR something you have to implement into the game? Like,
software.
Yeah, software. So, you can't just go blah. There's HDR.
And then why do these games have to have a patch, a ray tracing patch for the Series X?
Yeah, talk to Jay.
It's like all these games.
He knows more about that.
All right, because I'm just saying I don't know why, because I'm sorry to say this, Sony isn't having that problem. Those games are going to have ray tracing, but why does it have to be patched afterward? On scenes, like every game I've seen is like patch coming.
That was 2 games though so far. That was but what's disturbing is one of those games was at the time Halo. When Halo was originally planned to launch this November, it was not gonna come with ray tracing. That the ray tracing was gonna be patched post launch at some point. Now that's crazy for a first party. Now obviously it's gonna come with ray tracing day one because the whole project got delayed, right? So obviously now, but Capcom was
Devil May Cry.
Yeah, Capcom, and that's a last gen game. It's not even like current gen,
exactly.
Right? Well, but it's gonna have ray tracing day one on PlayStation, but it's not gonna have.
And
ray
it won't be the last one.
I don't know. I'm just waiting to see.
Right now, they don't have any. Xbox doesn't have any games with ray tracing implemented in it that we know of.
Really?
I would assume
so far they have not one.
Has it? I would assume.
Nope. None of them have it.
I don't know.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if they had from what I hear, the developers got the devs kits late, much later than PlayStation. PlayStation dev kit's been out to developers for over a year, from what I heard.
Yeah.
So they like I think Jeff Grubb said the Xbox is coming in hot, like hot off the press, like they, So I don't know, man. We gonna see.
Fredo's the grill. If I didn't take your hand, not even on the plate. It's like taking ribs and like sticking your hand out. She's like, motherfucker, put that shit on the plate. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's what to me coming in hot is a good thing. But it sounds like it's a bad thing.
Not. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'll just wait till the launch and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just different. Yeah, man. So let's talk about the next topic. And we got 240 viewers, man, but 74 likes. My man D Biatch.
Hit the like button, or I will sing Rita Hayworth. I listened to Rita Hayworth today. I will start singing Rita Hayworth. Y'all don't hit the like button.
My man Joey Salas said, remember Xbox originally had the marketing deal for DMC5 too, and yet the special dish is missing ray tracing. Praise God. Like next gen say, praise God. Praise God. Praise God. Almighty, right? But hit that like button, please. All right, let's talk about this. This is interesting, right? Let me put some visuals on the screen, right? So y'all realize y'all gonna leave my man Jason Schreier alone, cause my man's from New York. All right, he don't play this. He does not tolerate the bullshit, right? So of course Paris out here, doing his thing because he got his free chair from Cyberpunk, right? So Jason Schreier made a comment saying looking forward to playing the game, but he mentions that CD Projekt Red is crunching, and he's just like Naughty Dog, he's letting people know, hey, you got another studio slaving away, making them do crunch, right? So of course Paris comes out, as CD Projekt Red's lawyer retained, because he got all that memorabilia. So he's retained to defend them. So he calls Jason Schreier out and tells him that, that he's doing things based on an agenda. So, of course, Jason, being from New York, he like, yo, you're not going to do me like this. You're not doing me like this. All right? Jason said, it's disappointing, but not entirely surprising to be accused of having an, quote, agenda, unquote, by influencers who get free chairs from the companies involved. My agenda is to report on the video game industry as fairly and honestly as I can, and not to take swag from the companies I cover.
Oh shit!
He started that last
he
verse
said,
with the
Jason told Paris, "Do not come to me until I send for you." All right? Don't come to me. I will send for you. All right, yo. And here's the thing, right? Here's the real thing about this whole situation, right? Some social media influencers similar to Paris have a problem with Jason Schreier, right? They're like, it's not fair. It's a bullshit narrative saying that we're biased just because we get free shit. And I'm gonna be like, nah, we're not playing that. Like, he is legit. You cannot convince me that you are unbiased when a company is giving you this whole shit and swag, and yet you're gonna be honest with reviews and fair assessments towards that company. I don't believe that, right? Exactly. Because, for example, right, if Microsoft sends you an Xbox Series X, right, and a couple of games and headsets, you're not gonna be critical of that console. You're not, because the moment you are, if let's say you play Xbox Series X and your real feelings about it is like, man, I can't play no games. These games ain't looking that good. There's no ray tracing. You say all this stuff, like you discovering all this bullshit, right? You're not gonna say it, because when you do, Microsoft's gonna look at you, cool, but you ain't on. You're on the blacklist now. You're never gonna get free shit from us again. You're not even gonna be invited to our events, right? So these influencers are not gonna do that to themselves, right? Because that's number one. By getting free shit from Xbox or Sony or anybody, it helps their brand, because they can actually make videos before other people can. So that's how they attract the views. That's how they grow their brand. They get invited to industry events to grow their brand. So if that's how you make money, and you got a company giving you free shit, giving you access to stuff to help build your brand, you're not going to shit where you eat. You're not. You're not going to do that. You cannot convince me to do that. I don't believe you. You're not going to go out there and be like, whatever. Now, if you do that, because you are an honest dude, you must know you're gonna accept the consequences for your actions, which that I could respect, right? But if you expect to keep getting free shit after you honestly gave your review and it wasn't too good, you're not gonna get any more free shit. You're just not. That's just the reality of the situation, right? So so these dudes who keep getting free shit is because they're checking themselves. That's just the reality. It is. That's just how it is. To me, the only dudes that are truly honest all the time. It starts? Yeah, once the timer, yeah.
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
That's all. So the main thing is to me, the only dudes that are truly honest is the ones who get shit themselves because they have nothing to lose. You're not relying on this company to propel your platform or to get you your stuff. You buying it all on your own. You buy your own plane tickets. You go to these places yourself. You put in the work to do things yourself. That way you're not tied and feathered to any company. That way you're not. Let me put it this way: if you got a politician, right, and he was lobbied by a drug company and they put $40 million into his campaign, do you think he's gonna be unbiased to the drug industry? No. You're not gonna bite the hand that feeds you and shit like that. That's just how it is. And then you have influencers that were honest. Like that chick, she said, fuck Sony. They don't give away free shit. At least she's honest.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about this?
I'll just go real quick. First things first, the game is called Cyberpunk. But at the end of the day, I never understood why there were certain. I don't know what an influencer is, but I'm Gen X. Okay, you turned 18. If you wanted to join the military, you did. You didn't get influenced. You walked in there on your own accord, and you did it. If you wanted to try to sneak into a bar or try to sneak, you did it. You're 18. But at the end of the day, I didn't understand why there were so many people talking about Cyberpunk. And then you find out, there's some people that are actually in the game. And they're constantly talking about it. It's like, well, now it makes sense.
What's that girl's name? She's in the game, actually. What's her name?
Yeah, Alana Pierce.
Alana Pierce, yeah, she's in the game.
Okay, well, all right. Well, that's a perfect example. She has a Cyberpunk chair. But she's in the game.
Yeah, who was also in the game? Crackdown. What's his name? Doc. He's a good dude, man.
Doc Cupcake.
Yeah.
Well, Doc Cupcake.
Yeah.
He was in the dude
Yeah.
Crackdown. You seen his stream?
Yeah.
Woo! Look at the booms! Look at the booms! I'm like, man, this guy is
Fantastic.
he's really trying his damnedest to have fun with this game.
Yeah.
Like,
My Cyberpunk chair, I actually did it the old-fashioned way. I got a black chair, and I put a note in there that says Cyberpunk, and that's my Cyberpunk chair.
Yeah.
So, the fact that there are people that are called influencers, that's a problem. Because you should be man enough to go make up your own damn mind. And but at the end of the day, there's collation there. I'm talking about the game so much because they gave me stuff and because I'm in the game. Yeah, it's kind of like I'll just like, I won't be listening to
thing, and I'm not gonna blame them, but just be honest about it, right?
Yeah.
Like Alana Pierce, I'm not gonna blame her for always being positive about Xbox and never bashing the brand. Why would she? Mm-hmm. She gets access to a lot of stuff. It helps her channel. She makes money off it. She got her face in games. She's living her best life. Yeah. You would be an idiot to bash the hand that feeds you. But just be honest about it, though. Don't pretend, I'm not biased. No, be like, hell yeah, I'm biased at shit. You see all the shit I get and whatever, just be honest about it. Like, we know already that you're not unbiased. We already know. You ain't gotta tell us, Just don't go out there pretending to be something you're really not. You know what I'm saying? We get it. We get it.
Yeah. And that's the problem, Puerto Rock, is they go out there, they get all this free stuff, then they turn around and act holier than thou, and then they respond to someone, and then when the person respond back to them, letting them know, shut the fuck up, you get free shit, so don't dare say anything to me. Why you getting all this free stuff and stuff you paid for, or you're bought, and so it does. It's fair play. It's fair play. You got Felicia Day, like she said on video. You know, Microsoft send me shit all the time. I got 7 Xboxes in storage.
Yeah,
Shit. That's why
she got.
You know,
She said she yes.
Yeah.
She said she got 7 Xboxes in storage.
That's more than you.
Yeah.
Yo, I can't.
Well, now it makes sense.
I mean,
now it makes sense. Okay, all right, makes sense.
Yeah. So that I mean, now I'm pretty sure that you know that kind of slipped, or she just wouldn't. She didn't think that people see it, but we know what it is. We always knew that's how it was, but now it just kind of confirmed, and that does leave a sour taste in your mouth. Where some of these journalists or some of these influencers, they try to play holier than thou and act like they just play your games and play any and everywhere and all kind of shit. But dude, you getting swag, you're getting all kind of stuff for this. Of course, your opinion on something is going to be biased, and you're ingenuous to lie to us and think that I can have a fair opinion about Cyberpunk 2077 game. You can't. You already bought and paid for it. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I mean, wow. That's like there's a one of the worst X-Men movies I've ever seen was X-Men Apocalypse. And the girl that was covering X-Men Apocalypse named Grace Randolph, she got backstage pass. She was able to go talk to the actors and actresses. And then the movie came out and she gave it a great score. And it's considered one of the worst movies ever. It's like, when you said it was great, because you got to interview the actors and actresses and things like that. So it makes sense. Yeah, you're going to give it a good score. That's unfortunate. You know, wow. So that's all I can say is, yeah, I'm glad Jason Schreier said something, because whatever he said, it shook a lot of those influencers today because they were pissed. You know, so they were pissed today.
Well, okay, so he said that, right? And a lot of people got up in arms over it. Jason Schreier was right to say that, and I'm not a big fan of the guy, but it is what it is. We all knew that Paris gets the free shit. He shows it all the time. Yeah. But there seems to be a consensus within the Xbox community. They're going to attack Jason Schreier, and they're going to, and really because Cyberpunk 2077 is marketed by Microsoft. That's their exclusive. To them, that's their exclusive, right? Even though it's a multi-plat. And so it's just crazy how these guys are, man, they're just nuts. They if this would have been anybody else, they wouldn't have had that energy at all.
Yeah. So what it is also, you see a lot of people defending Paris, but I think it's one of those, if the shoe fits, wear it type scenario, right? Because if you read Jason Schreier's thing that I just wrote, right? It's disappointing but not entirely surprising to be accused of having an agenda by influencers who get free chairs from the companies involved. Obviously, he's talking about on Paris, but if you change a couple of things, that could be any influencer. Pretty much influencer who gets free shit. You could fall in that category of, being biased, having an agenda, being pro for that company because they're giving you mad stuff, right? And a lot of these dudes are going out there, but the reality is probably because the shoe fits. So wear it, because to me, if you're not one of them dudes, then why are you worrying about that comment? You'd be like, hey, that shit don't apply to me because I keep it real. I don't give a damn who gives me nothing. You're going to get this work. I'm going to let you know that, right? And then that's it, right? To me, if any of these influencers really want to project the image of being unbiased, you can't accept free shit. You can't. Somebody tries to send you free shit, you be like, nah, don't worry about it. I'll get it myself. Because once people in the audience realize you're getting free stuff from company, that perception's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. You're not going to convince the majority of the people that you're getting free stuff from these company, and yet you have no problem shitting on them when with truthful information, right? You're not going to convince people of that. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're an influencer and you want to truly be looked at as an unbiased person that people could come to you and get your advice, and know that is trustworthy, don't take free shit from companies. Just don't.
Yeah.
Or at least if you do take free shit, then you no longer can review that company. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So if you get free shit from Cyberpunk, right? Let's say for example you get free shit from Cyberpunk 2077, then do not try to convince people that Cyberpunk is a great game or whatever. Don't. You accept the free shit, then they're out of the realm of criticism. Like, don't try to criticize them, right?
Well, just say, listen, if they give me a Cyberpunk 2077 chair and some swag, just say, look, I'm not going to review this game. I'm not going to give a review from this game because I received something from the company. Simple.
Be honest, Tell them, hey, you're going to see a lot of Cyberpunk gameplay, but I will not endorse it or whatever because I got paid stuff on it. So it's not right for me to actually review something from a company where the game, and then be like, and that's it. And then that's fair. People understand, but they're cool. Like, got it.
Because if you watch college football game day, they're picking, at the end of their show, they pick who they think is going to win, stuff like that. If Herb Street's calling the game, he won't pick. He just stays out of it. Therefore, he doesn't come across as biased when he's calling the game.
Yeah.
So I agree. If they get, it doesn't matter. If Rockstar Games gives me something for free, and I'm gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna review the game because I already have a perceived bias. It's not. I mean, I have a bias, but it's perceived.
It's perceived.
So I wouldn't go with that. Yeah, and so I mean, it didn't make any sense why these people were talking about Cyberpunk so much. They talk about it more than Keanu Reeves, and he's actually in the damn game. Yeah. Like he's actually in the game for a long time.
Yeah, he's
so
in the game.
he's one of the main characters. So he hasn't been. I follow him on Twitter, and I follow him on Instagram. He is not even talking about it.
Yeah, he is.
At least not yet. So
I think he was in a new commercial.
It's that's fine. But he. Interview talking about this game since last year. I'm like, why are you talking about this? So it's called Cyberpunk. It's a ripoff of what's it called, Deus Ex. You're doing the same shit, going around hacking computers, and everybody's cybernetic. You upgrade. I mean, it's the same game. But hey, I hope people enjoy it.
I told you guys. Personally, I hope the game comes out great. I think it's going to be mid. Yeah. I think it's going to get
I hope it's
some okay reviews. I think it's.
I hope it's great for the fact that I do like CD Projekt Red. I mean, they always try to do right by the gamer the best way they can. They're the ones that give the most free content, or at least one of the most bang for your buck content right there. Like for The Witcher 3, they gave away so much shit, right?
Oh yeah.
They always try to be gamer friendly, and try to give you the most value possible, so I always wish them luck with that, So I really wish them luck with CP 2077. I'm gonna get it, and I hope it's really a good game and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I bought it. Yeah, I've got it. Shout out to the one and only Goes. He donated, and I bought the game, so I'm streaming it. But it better be different than Deus Ex Mankind Divided. It better be different, because if I'm doing the same thing, I'm going off. I will be screaming the whole game. It's the same shit. So
I think it's gonna be different though.
I hope so.
Yeah. And this is more because Cyberpunk is an open world, right? It's an open world game too. It's not like a corridor. You know what I'm saying? He says P-Rock going to start shilling for that Spider-Man chair. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'd be like 10-10 game of the year. I haven't even played it yet. It's not my trophies haven't even loaded yet. Like, fuck, it's 10-10. Your trophies it hasn't even loaded. Like, you haven't even put the game in the disc. You haven't even installed this shit yet. That's just crazy. Anyway, hey, so you guys got any topic you want to talk about? Is there something on your mind that you need to get off your chest? Because I know. Jay.
I did want to say with Xbox sending out a lot of the influencers and people, those Xbox Series X. Some of the most diehard Xbox guys and the field stands didn't get one, and I noticed that.
Really? Who you talking about? Brother, you tell. Who we talking about?
Just a lot of big YouTube podcasters and stuff like that.
Oh, maybe they're not as big as they
Microsoft's not stupid, right? Microsoft, they're sending out their consoles. Obviously, to really big YouTuber guys, right? But they're sending it out to people that can reach out to an audience that's not on Xbox. That's who Microsoft reached out. Microsoft Phil knows he already got the Xbox, guys. He already has.
Amen.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to provide an Xbox to a hardcore Xbox YouTuber. He already has them. That's like his whole point. The consoles is already bought by them, right? But he's going after the dudes that aren't Xbox guys that don't watch Xbox channels. You know, he needs to advertise to them because they're the ones that aren't really into Xbox. So he's trying to get their money, right? So he's going to give it to the Lamar Wilsons. Hell, he gave it to this dude, Greg. What's his name? From Kind of Funny.
Greg Miller.
Yeah, Greg Miller.
Yeah,
he's a pony as a hell. That dude's a straight unicorn.
Well, and that's kind of what I mean when I brought it up.
Pony through and through.
Yeah, that's basically what I meant when I brought it up. I'm like, it's funny the guys out here that, you know, every day in and day out, they didn't get one. They never get, you know, they never get anything. Yeah. But the Greg Millers, I think
the one dude I know there's a huge Xbox dude that got it is what's his name from Paris's cohort. They do the podcast. Danny Pena. Yeah, Danny Pena got it. I was surprised Tony Polanco got one. I was like, oh shit, Tony Toca got one.
But isn't he in the? He's a writer. He writes.
He's a writer. Yeah, he's a journalist. Yeah, he's a journalist. Yeah, I was like, oh,
so shit, it makes sense.
Tony.
Yeah,
my man Tony. Yeah. He always looks mad and shit. Tony.
Yeah.
Every time you take a picture, he like. Hey, shout out to Tony.
Those bots. Yeah, those bots is mad at Tony, man. They were mad at him.
Shout out to the Throwdown podcast. Yo, that dude. Like, you take a picture of him, he be mean grilling you. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's that New York, man. My brother Tony's from New York.
Tony, yeah, man. Shout out to Tony, man. But yeah, he has one too. Then of course you have people hating on him. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, y'all guys.
So the thing, I don't know. What are they going to test on it? I mean, they're going to play because that's my whole point. That's what I would ask Tony is that, okay, if I were to put in an Xbox 360 game, just pick one that's not optimized. I understand it's going to load faster because that's the way the memory's going to work. But is it going to do something different? Am I going to get 4K textures? Am I going to get 60? Is it going to pop up and say you can put high textures in? I'm just asking. I'm not. I'm not bashing it. You know, that's the only thing I would ask.
My man Jose Bancourt says he didn't get one. He went to a preview event. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought they said that. I would have been like, man, Tony made it. My man Tony gonna shill for Microsoft. We lost one. I'm like, damn, we lost one. Nah, I'm just kidding. You know, I don't know, man. I mean, look at it this way, right? So, Microsoft sent these consoles out 3 days ago. To these YouTubers,
3 days,
3-4 days ago. Where are the next gen game videos? It's been 3 days. You're telling me you out here with a next generation console for 3 whole days, and you ain't showing no next gen games on your channel, like no new shit.
Well, did you that one guy, the skinny dude with the dark voice, Austin Evans or something like that? He actually did a preview and he was talking to somebody. They took questions. And one of the questions was, why should I buy a Series X if there are no games coming out for it? It was like the last question he got. And he basically he kept it 100. He's like, you know what? You're right. There's nothing coming out specifically for it. And if you wait a year or two, with the way, things depreciate, he even said that you could buy it cheaper in a couple years. Now, those are his words. Yeah. So I'm like, check me out. I mean, it's like, hey, woman, tell me when your water breaks, and then we'll go to the hospital. Don't tell me what could happen. So, but yeah, and shout out to everybody that's buying it. But I don't know why they're still upset that it'll be here in 6 weeks. So, hopefully you guys enjoy it. I don't know what it's going to do for you that the Xbox X doesn't do.
Let me ask you something else. So Sony, one more topic. I do want to ask you something. So Sony had that preview with Japanese YouTubers. What did you guys think about that? Have you seen it? Did you take a look?
Yeah. I saw it. I thought it was pretty dope.
What did you think about the whole thing?
I took away from it, looking at the games, obviously, the load times, the actual size of the console. I got to see, obviously Godfall and how good that game looks, and the speed of the SSD. That's basically what I took away from that event. Prior to that, you saw all these fake pictures showing this console is just super huge and stuff like that. Yeah. then when you see it in the actual video with someone hand, touching it and next to it, it's a lot smaller than what, all the Photoshop and the AR pictures and stuff like that, the augmented reality pictures was making of it. So, but I think that's Sony trying to tap into their home market. That's Japan, right? They got to tackle that. I think they really want to run at that market bigger than what they did this generation. And how, what better to do than to get some of their biggest YouTube stars to get their hands and stuff on it. I think within this week or next week sometime, a lot of the American people will get their hands on it. Now, we already know Travis Scott, right? Yeah. He already has a PS5. I think a couple other people have a PlayStation 5. I just don't, for whatever reason, Sony decided not to showcase with the Greg Millers and the rest of the people that would normally get it. So I don't know, man. It could be an event coming up. Maybe they're trying to wait for another event. Maybe they're trying to, who knows? I don't know. This whole year, this whole console thing from both companies have been the weirdest display, the weirdest shit. And I don't know if it's because of COVID. I don't know if because the competition thing. I don't know. At this point in time, I have no answer for why they're doing what the fuck they're doing. Hey, I don't know why Xbox hasn't shown any Xbox Series X game.
Hey, I don't know. I missed a super chat. Question directly for you. While you were talking about with PlayStation 5 giving you next gen experiences, it's my man Showan. Shout out for Showan. Sorry I didn't catch it earlier. He said, "What next gen experiences, J-Dub? Please expound." So when you were talking about next gen experiences that PlayStation will give you. The 3D the 3D audio, the new controller, the new DualSense controller. Yeah. Not only the rumble in it, but the tactile feedback, the built-in microphone and speaker where you can have a casual conversation in party chat straight from the remote without plugging in headphones. What else? Obviously the SSD drive being able to load instantly versus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 seconds. That's going to be a great thing. Just the overall design of the PlayStation 5 that it's next generation. So these are a lot of next generation things, right? It's not just a continuation of what you already have, which is the X Series X is. It's just a continuation of everything you already had. It's the same controller. It's just a similar design. It's they just made the shit into a cinder block, but it's the same color, same everything else. So that's what I'm talking about. And the games are next generation. You can't doubt that. That's one thing you cannot deny. The games that they showed you have most definitely been next generation looking. Okay. There you go. And shout out to Forget Me Not. He says Jason is a coward who blocks anyone with a point. Interesting.
Listen, that's not true. Paris blocks people too. Matter of fact, he blocked me.
Yeah, Paris blocked me.
Yeah, so yeah,
I was disrespectful, but I did call out his bullshit.
If you're gonna call people out, people get mad at you. They look at it as a game. Yeah. And that's just what I found out. And shout out to King Thrash. That's what he said. These guys don't have any games to play, so to them, being on Twitter all day is their game. Yeah. Because they have nothing to really talk about. But for the people in the chat, look, both the PS5 and the Series X are both RDNA 2. They started as babies with RDNA 1 architectures, and they just added to them. And you all can go to AMD's homepage, and you can clearly see the RDNA 2 announcement, and the demonstration that's being run is the Unreal 5 demo on PS5. So the first demo ever made with RDNA 2 is the Unreal that was on PS5. So you guys got to quit with the and also ask yourself another question. If PS5 really is RDNA 1 and it's doing the same thing as Series X that has RDNA 2, that's going to tell you how much trash Series X is. It means RDNA 2 doesn't make a difference. So which is not true. So you guys in the chat just need to stop. We haven't seen any RDNA 2 games on Xbox. That's the problem. That is true. That much is true. And you're right.
They're showing GCN games.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, no, you're right. I mean, I have not seen one game, and that could change tomorrow. For all I know, Series X, Microsoft is going to have a bunch of games running on their Series X. But until they show me some games running, you guys need to knock it off. I mean, at least, you know, if you're going to talk about something, talk about Rocket League and the other Fortnite being behind a paywall. That is actually something you all can discuss and have discussions about. But yeah, Sony's fine. The last time I checked, it was selling out. Nobody's mad at them. So it failed. You have failed. You know, like Harbinger said at the end of Mass Effect 2, you have failed. You know,
I want to say this. I just don't understand how a group of gamers can be so upset at the competitions and what the competition is doing instead of their own, when their own is lacking so much. Like, these guys will put on their magnifying glasses, do pixel peeping, frame counting. The head of the company lied and all kind of other stuff. But Phil Spencer been lying about every E3 for the last 7 years, and these fucking guys, they do the bird box. You know what I'm saying? They put their blindfolds on, pretend like the shit never exists.
These break out the CSI kits. I'm like, yo, I never seen such inspection.
Yeah, they got mad at Apple because Apple would not let Microsoft put their stuff on their phones. It's like, you all do. They don't know anything about the absolute hatred between Apple and Microsoft. There is no way, if I'm the CEO of Apple, I'm going to let Microsoft access my I/O. No way. You know, and they got mad. Well, this is not right. Apple needs to cooperate with Microsoft. It's like, no, that's not the way this works, fam. You put yourself in a position where you need Apple and Apple don't need you. That was the wrong move. That was the wrong move.
Anti-consumer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until you bring up free-to-play games behind paywall, and then they don't bring it up anymore.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Jay. Why don't they have a constructive conversation and say, you know what? Why does Microsoft have Fortnite and Rocket League, which is free to play everywhere else, without a paywall? You know, so that to me is a more interesting conversation. Or why, like you just said, why they haven't shown any games running on their console. You know, yet there's somebody in the chat saying the games are going to look and run better on Series X. How do you know that? How do you know that when you haven't seen anything? You know, it's just
Craig, the problem with that argument is that didn't work for the Xbox One X. The Xbox One X is discontinued while the PS Pro is still selling for $399. So let that sink in.
I remember when I called you and I got that when I had that Xbox, and I said, "Is there a button I'm supposed to hit, or is there something I'm supposed to do to my TV? Because I can't tell the differences." Yep. And you were like, "No, if it's sitting there in the enhanced thing, that's it." I'm like, "Oh man, this is disappointing."
Yeah, they expected a night and day difference in games. Like, a developer is going to just choose their platform over the larger install base.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that didn't work out. So that's all I can say, So, but yeah, it's unfortunate.
Hey, P Rock, are you getting the X Series X one?
What's up?
Are you getting the X Series X?
No, I'm going PC as my secondary platform.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Did you see where Gamer 2323, he built one? Did y'all see that?
Who?
Gamer 2323, he built one. He built this computer like 2 days ago. Yeah, he built it like live on TV. He's asking people for help in the chat, and they were helping him. So I'm like, well, and he was like, man, if I can do this, anybody can do this. He must have said that 20 times.
Let me do this.
So shout out to him.
Let me do this final super chat. saneyou.com. Can I join the voice chat to clear up some tech stuff? Hey, yo, I'm about to end the podcast. Thank you for the super chat. But what I want you to do is hit me up in the DM, and then, we'll open a DM connect. I'll send you an invite to the Discord, and then we'll see if we'll have you as a guest, and then we'll make the topic about tech stuff. And if you got some shit to clear up, to give us some knowledge, that'll be the topic for the week. You know what I'm saying, brother? So,
hey, man, don't come in here like Mr. Media.
Yeah. Don't come up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't be coming out here with GitHub. Alright? We already got enough GitHub.
Hey, you find out that's
but hit me up in the DM, tell me your name in the
camp.
DM so I can send you the invite to the Discord, and we'll and we could do that next week. We'll rock out with some time. Hopefully this week we could see some actual next gen games and shit. But do not come with no GitHub. All right, we already got Post Up. He's the GitHub guru. All right, we can't have no more GitHub gurus out here. All right, but definitely hit me on my DM, my Twitter PorterRock77_. All right, but anyway, yo, we're gonna cut it up right here. Wifey's like, yo, I'm done cooking, so you done talking. All right, stuff like that. Yo,
let's get it.
Yeah, but I want to say, hey, thanks everybody for rocking out. On your way out, please hit the like button. Of course, we got J Dub, we got Craig Harris, Jay Barry, and all day out there doing booty calls and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They got a lot of women to please out there. You know what I'm saying? They gotta do what they gotta do. Them players, they're out there players. Anyway, hey, thanks for rocking out. J Dub, Craig, appreciate you rocking out. The chat. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, coming through. I hope you enjoyed the content, and we'll see you guys next week. All right. And yo, J Dub, fuck your Astros. I see they won their first game. Yo,
got him.
They must have brought their trash cans with them.
Oh shit!
they got trash cans. You know what I'm saying? They back in the trash. Anyway,
we bought the extra wide gloves. That's all.
Oh shit! My man Max City Entertainment. One last super chat. He said the PS5 is dog shit. What up, PS fanboys? Y'all feeling better today? Hell yeah, because we got them next gen games. That shit's exclusive to PS5.
Mac, it was good, bro.
Oh man, Mac, what's going on, brother? Shout out to Mac. Thanks for the super chat. Anyway, we out of here because my wife is half Puerto Rican, half Dominican. She's gonna whip my ass live on air, and I can't have that. I can't have that. I can't have a stream of me getting my ass whooped.